Good morning, beta. Today we will continue with our second unit, that is work done. And in our previous video, what we did, we have done about the formula of work done when force is applied onto the object and the object is not showing the displacement in the direction of force applied. And what we concluded there, we concluded that work done is given by the formula Fs cos theta. And according to this, what can we say? Work done is directly proportional to the force applied. Work done is directly proportional to the distance. And work done is dependent on, it depends on value of theta also. So now how it depends on value of theta, that today we are going to discuss. Three cases are possible when theta is equal to 0 degree, when theta is equal to 90 degrees and when theta is equal to 180 degrees. A brief introduction of this I have given you in the previous video also, but today we are going to do this topic in detail. So we will be starting with the first condition, that is theta is equal to 0 degree. As I told you, theta is the angle between the force and the displacement. So according to that, we are going to discuss these three cases. So we will be starting with the case 1. What case 1 says? Case 1, when theta is equal to 0 degrees. When theta is 0 degrees, that means the force and displacement both are in same direction. When force and displacement both are in same direction and the angle between these two, that will be 0 degree. That condition we are discussing now. In this situation, what will happen? In this situation, the work done is given by formula Fs cos theta, and instead of theta, what are we going to place? We are going to place 0 degrees here. So this will become Fs cos 0 degrees. So cos 0, value of cos 0 is what? 1. So we can place the value, that will become Fs. That means work done is given by Fs when theta is equal to 0 degrees. Okay, and what is F? F is the force, and whenever we are talking about force here, suppose we are talking about any object, suppose this is a box, okay, and force is applied onto the object on this box and this box is displaced up to this particular point, means from position A to position B. If the weight of the box is mass of the box is m and g is the gravitational force applied on this. So what can we say? Weight will be given by m into g. Weight itself is a kind of force. So it depends on force, it depends on the force. About which force we are talking about here? We are talking about force of gravity, we are talking about the force applied by the object, force applied by us. Depending on that, we are going to calculate the value of F and we are going to place the value of S, and we will get the values required for the work done, and the unit in which we are getting the values, that is joule, right? So we can continue with the example of this to understand this one better way. I'll give you one example for this. Suppose this is a ball and this ball is thrown from a height and it reaches the ground. Okay, so that means this ball initially it is at position A, and from A it is dropped and it reaches to the ground, and now it hits this ground and the position at which the ball reaches, that is B. Displacement during this, that is suppose given by h, means the ball reaches from this position A to position B and the displacement shown by ball is h. Which force is working on the ball now? The force of gravity, and the direction of force of gravity is downwards. Direction of force of gravity is downward. Force of gravity is acting on the ball, due to which the ball is coming in downward direction. That means the displacement is also in this direction only. This is representing the direction of force. The another arrow I am writing here, this represents the direction of displacement. Means force and displacement both are in same direction. In this situation, what is the theta? Theta will be 0. So to represent the work done for this kind of scenario, what formula we are going to use? This one. W is equal to Fs cos theta. As I told you, force and displacement both are in the same direction, so theta will become 0 degrees, and we are able to calculate work done by this formula. Okay. In this situation, suppose the mass of ball is m and g is the acceleration due to gravity. So the force due to force which is acting on the ball, that will be given by m into g, because the force is equal to the weight of the ball itself. So the force is given by m into g. So instead of this f, I can write m into g. What is the displacement? I have written it with h. So I can write value of displacement with h. That means work done in this situation is given by the formula mgh. And we are going to get a positive value of work done for this kind of case. I'm going to repeat this, what I said beta. I said when force and displacement both are in the same direction, in that situation the theta will become 0. The angle between the force and displacement becomes 0. If theta is 0, the formula becomes W is equal to Fs, because cos 0 is equal to 1. I'll write here, this is cos 0 is equal to 1. That's why it becomes F into S. I can calculate the value of F. What is the force here? Force is the weight of the object. उतना ही force लग रहा है जितना object का weight है यहाँ पर. So what is the mass of the ball? That is m. G is the acceleration due to gravity. The force is equal to m into g. What is the displacement? I have shown it here with h. So I can write this F m into g, S is h. So that means the total work done shown by the total work done, listen to me carefully, the total work done by the force of gravity on the ball when ball is coming in downward direction, the work done by force of gravity. ये जो कौन सा force काम कर रहा है, that you need to read out very carefully, because according to that the answer will be given. Okay, here I am saying the work done by the force of gravity. So work done by force of gravity is given by mgh, or you can say it is given by F into S, and the value is always positive. So what can we conclude from here? We can say when theta is equal to 0 degree, work done is given by Fs, or it is given by mgh, and value of work done is always positive. This is one of the case. We can take one more example to explain this case, what it can be. It can be, suppose this is someone, suppose this is me only, right? Suppose this is me and I want to pick up this box and keep it on my head. So what I will do, I will just pick up the box and my hands will apply force in upward direction. मेरे हाथ ऊपर की तरफ फोर्स लगाएंगे इसको ऊपर लिफ्ट करने के लिए. ओके, सो फोर्स इज अप्लाइड इन अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन एंड अल्टीमेटली दिस बॉक्स इज प्लेस्ड बाय मी ऑन माय हेड. बॉक्स को मैंने यहाँ रख दिया. ओके, सो इन विच डायरेक्शन डिस्प्लेसमेंट हैपेंस? डिस्प्लेसमेंट आल्सो हैपेंस इन अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन. Force applied by me now, not by force of gravity. This is what I told you in the previous example. You need to take care, you need to read out carefully about which force we are talking in the example. In the previous one, we were talking about force of gravity. The force of gravity is exerted on the ball. So that is in downward direction. Here the force is applied by my hands because I want to pick up the box and keep it on my head. So if I want to pick up something and keep it on my head, so I need to apply force in upward direction. So force is applied in upward direction. And this particular object, whatever I want to lift on my head, that object is showing displacement in upward direction. So both force and displacement are in upward directions. So again what will happen? Again the theta between force and displacement will be 0. The same case starts from here. The theta will be 0. If theta is 0, the cos 0 will be equal to 1. Work done will be given by F into S. Same way, whatever is the mass of the box, that is m, against the gravitational force I am doing work. So G is acceleration due to gravity here. So again F is given by m into G. ओके, कितना फोर्स मेरे हाथ को लगाना पड़ेगा, जितना इस ऑब्जेक्ट का वेट है उतना ही फोर्स मुझे ऊपर की तरफ लगाना पड़ेगा ताकि इस वेट को मैं यहाँ से उठाकर अपने सिर पर रख पाऊँ, मैं इसको यहाँ से उठाकर अपने सिर पर रख पाऊँ. सो द फोर्स विच आई नीड टू एक्सर्ट इज दैट इज m into g. हाउ मच इज द डिस्प्लेसमेंट? सपोज डिस्प्लेसमेंट इज गिवन बाय h. सो सेम वे आई कैन रिप्रेजेंट वर्क डन इज इक्वल टू m into g into h. Here the meaning of m is the mass of the object, g is the acceleration due to gravity, h is the displacement. So what can we say? Work done is given by mgh and it is always positive. So we have done about 2 examples for theta is equal to 0 degree. I hope all of you understand this, and from here what you can conclude, I'm again repeating, you can conclude work done is given by F into S if theta is 0. It is also given by m into g into h. M is the mass of the object, g is the acceleration due to gravity, h is the displacement. And work done when theta is 0 is always positive. Right? Now coming on to the case 2. What is the second possibility for this? Case 2 is when theta is equal to 90 degrees. This is the second case, when theta is 90 degrees. So what can be the scenario when I am talking about theta is 90 degrees? What is the scenario? I'll take one of the example and then I'll explain it. Suppose this is me and I have some load on my head, okay, and I'm holding it over here, okay. This is load on my head and I am moving in this direction, right? Now what is the work done by force of gravity? Listen to me carefully. Again I am saying work done by force of gravity. आपको ये find out करना है, not work done by me. ये नहीं बोल रही मैं, work done by force of gravity, that you need to find out. How can you find out this work done by force of gravity on load, or generally you can write out. So I am moving, I am displacing the load, and this load is displaced in this direction because I am moving in forward direction. So that means this is the displacement, this is the direction of displacement, right? And this displacement can be written by h, okay. But what is the direction of force of gravity onto the load? Onto the load, the force of gravity is acting in downward direction. This is the direction of force. The force of gravity is acting in downward direction. This is force of gravity. I am just denoting it with blue pen so that you can differentiate. This is the direction of force of gravity. Okay. What is the angle between force and displacement now? This is what? This is 90 degrees. In these kind of cases, what will be the work done? Work done will be given by, work done is equal to same formula, Fs cos theta. Fs, what is theta? This is cos 90 degrees. And all of you are aware cos 90 degrees is equal to 0. That means work done is equal to 0. In this situation, the work done is 0. No formula, no other value is required to put over here. M likhna hai, G likhna hai, nothing is required. Because simply we are getting work done is 0. Why work done is 0? Because the angle between the force and the displacement is 90 degree. And in that situation, cos 90 will be 0 degrees. So total work done will be 0 because F into S into 0 will become 0 only. I am again repeating this example. I hope you people are able to understand. Betaji, what we were doing till now, we were saying work is said to be done when there is displacement in the direction of force applied. But in the previous video we learned that it does not depend on the force only, it does not depend on the displacement only, work done also depends on the theta. Theta is what? Theta is the angle between the force and the displacement. So it depends on that also. So depending on theta, the value of work done can also be 0. When it can be 0? When theta is 90 degrees. And what can be the example for that? This is the example. This is me. I am carrying load on my head and moving in forward direction. In this situation, what is the work done by the force of gravity on load? That we need to find out. So the displacement of load is in forward direction. The direction of force of gravity is in downward direction. So what will be the angle between displacement and force? That will be 90 degrees. Okay. So in this situation, the work done will be 0. This is the second case. One more example you can take to understand this. We can discuss that example. Suppose somebody is moving in circular path. Right? Okay. Till now what you were saying कि कोई circular path में move कर रहा है. Suppose any of you started from here. Suppose a boy A started from here and the boy again comes back to A. So we were saying displacement is 0. The total work done is also 0. But I am not saying it this way. I am saying suppose somebody is moving in circular path. Somebody is at this point. What is the work done by this boy A at point A? How can you calculate? we are aware when we are talking about this circular path, a force is exerted onto the particle over here. Suppose a particle A is moving in the circular path, or you tied a stone A. You tied a stone A with a string and you are whirling it in the circular path. So this is the tension which is created in the string, and it is acting towards the center of the circle. Whenever you are talking about a circular motion, a centripetal force is always exerted onto the object which is moving in the circular path. This we did in our previous chapter only. I hope all of you remember that. Okay. So centripetal force is acting in the towards the center, not in the, sorry. Centripetal force is acting towards the center. And what is the direction of displacement? This A is moving in this direction. This is the direction of displacement. This is the direction of force. Am I right? On this particle A, the force is applied. The force applied is centripetal force, and its direction is towards the center. And this particle A is showing movement in this direction. This is the tangent drawn on the circle. This is displacement. So this is displacement, this is force. The angle between these two is what? 90 degrees. So how can you find out work done? With the same formula, work done is equal to Fs cos theta. And this will become Fs cos 90 degrees. Because 90 degrees is the angle, cos 90 is 0. That means work done is 0. So in these kind of situation also work done is 0. Right? Whenever any of the object is moving in circular path, the work done by the force which is exerted towards the center means centripetal force. The work done by that force is also 0, because the angle between the force and the displacement is 90 degree, and whenever theta is 90 degree, work done is 0. This is the second case. In first case, what you did, you have done about theta is 0 degree when force and displacement both are in the same direction. In the second case, what you did, you have done about when force and displacement they makes angle of 90 degree with each other. ऐसे एक दूसरे के साथ 90 degree का angle बनाते हैं. In that situation, work done is 0. And we discussed 2 of the examples for this also, 2 for the previous one. Okay. Now we are continuing with the case 3. What case 3 says? Again I am saying beta, in these kind of conditions you need to remember about the force, the work done by which force, that you need to focus. Work done by which force we are talking about. On that only your answer depends. Suppose theta is 180 degrees. Now what can be the example? A ball is thrown in upward direction and ball reaches over here. Okay, ball is thrown from point A to point B and ball reaches over here. It is thrown in upward direction, so this is the direction of displacement. This is the direction of displacement because ball is thrown from point A to point B, and this is the displacement. It is denoted by, suppose, h. This displacement is h, right? Ball is thrown from point A to point B. Now work done by force of gravity on the ball. On this ball, the force of gravity is exerted in downward direction. The force of gravity is exerted into the downward direction. Okay. So what is the angle between this displacement and force of gravity? This is displacement. This is force of gravity. So what is the angle between these two? 180 degrees. I believe you understand this example. The ball is thrown in upward direction from point A to B. When it is thrown in upward direction, this is the direction of displacement. Work done by force of gravity. Force of gravity is exerting force in downward direction. So this is the direction of force. These two are opposite to each other. When we are drawing the diagram, we get that 180 is the angle between the force and the displacement, right? So theta is 180. Work done is given by Fs cos theta. Again the same example. You can place the values. Fs cos 180 degrees. Cos 180 degrees, everybody is aware, that is minus 1. Put the value. Again, just take care. What is the force? Force is given by m into g. If m is the mass of the ball, g is the acceleration due to gravity. So अगर बॉल, अब ये आपका सपोज बोला, आपने इसको ऊपर फेंका, तो जितना इसका वेट है उतना रिवर्स फोर्स लगाएगी कौन? ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स की वजह से ये नीचे की तरफ आने की कोशिश करेगा. So this force is m into g. What is the displacement? h. So this work done is given by m into g into h, and this cos 180, that is minus 1. So work done is given by minus mgh, or you can say this is given by minus f into s. So work done is given by minus mgh or minus f into s. Okay, so what can we conclude? Work done is negative in this situation when theta is 180 degrees. Work done is negative when theta is 180 degrees. We can discuss one more example regarding this. What is that example? Suppose I have given you one example earlier. I was saying, okay, this is me and I have something on my head and I am moving in this direction. Okay, I am moving in this direction. So we can discuss this case number 3 with the same example. What is the little difference between that is, what can we say? If I am moving over here, during my movement in this direction, the displacement is in this direction. Suppose this is the displacement, this is the displacement, and the direction of displacement is this. What is the work done by force of friction, due to which I am able to move? So you are aware that force of friction is always exerted in reverse direction. Whatever is the direction of your motion, suppose the body is moving in this direction, so force of friction is always in reverse direction. So if this is the displacement, the force of friction is exerted in reverse direction. So angle between force of friction and displacement again becomes 180. This is the same example. The only thing is work done by which force you were studying. In the previous one you were studying about work done by the force of gravity, that is in downward direction on the load, and load was moving in forward direction. So theta becomes what? 90 degree. In this example, what can we say? We are saying the work done by force of friction, the displacement is in forward direction, the frictional force is in reverse direction, the theta becomes 180 now. So you can put the values. Work done will be given by Fs cos 180. That will become, what is F? That you can write m into g as usual. S is h, this is the displacement. Cos 180 is minus 1. So that becomes minus mgh, means work done is negative. Okay. Now let us recapitulate all the main points what we have learned till now regarding these three cases. We had done case 1, work done is given by F into S or mgh, and it is positive when theta is equal to 0 degrees. This is our case 1. What we had learned for the second one, second case, work done is given by Fs into cos 90 degrees. Okay, so this is not given by this formula. You can write it directly. What can you write? Work done is 0 when theta is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, what else you can write? Case 3, third case says work done is given by minus Fs or minus mgh, means work done is negative when theta is equal to 180 degrees. These three cases we discussed till now. Okay, these are the three cases for different angles between the force and the displacement, and depending on the value of angle, the work done value differs, and how it differs, that we discussed. Now few of the general terms are also there in the chapter that will quickly revise, because those terms you have done in your previous chapters too, like we have done these terms in our chapter number 8C part, that is related to your power. Okay, there we had done all these terms. Quickly we will revise these terms so that you will just have a look again on these terms, and you can answer the questions if the questions will be there in your paper from these terms. So what are those? First one, when we are talking about work, I told you the unit of work is SI unit basically. The SI unit of work is given by Newton meter, and it is collectively written as joule. Okay, so how can you define 1 joule? 1 joule is given by 1 Newton into 1 meter. How can you define it? 1 joule is the amount of work done. 1 joule is the work done when 1 Newton of force, when 1 Newton of force is able to displace any object by 1 meter. Okay, 1 joule is the work done when 1 Newton of force is able to displace any object by 1 meter. This is the definition of 1 joule. Similarly, you can talk about the CGS unit of work, that is erg. Okay, how can you define erg? Erg is equal to, instead of Newton, what can you write? Dyne. 1 dyne into, instead of meter, 1 centimeter. So 1 erg is the amount of work done when 1 dyne of force is applied on the object and able to displace the object by 1 centimeter. This is related to the CGS unit. Now the next question which they can ask, that is the relation between SI and CGS unit of work. How SI unit of work is related to CGS unit of work? Means SI unit 1 joule is equal to how many erg? That you need to find out. How SI unit is related to CGS unit. So 1 joule can be written as what? It can be written as 1 Newton into 1 meter. 1 Newton can be written as what? 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to the power 5 dyne into 1 meter. Instead of 1 meter, 10 raised to the power 2 centimeter. I converted this SI unit into CGS unit, this SI unit into CGS unit. So that will become 10 raised to the power 7 dyne centimeter. Dyne centimeter together is erg. So that means 1 joule is equal to 10 raised to the power 7 erg. These type of questions can be asked in your paper and you are supposed to solve it completely. If they are asking ki how it is related, if it is for 1 mark only, so you can directly write down the relation also. Okay. The next one is, next term they are talking about is power. Power is what? The power is rate of doing work. Power is rate of doing work. Rate of doing work means what, beta? How can you write it down? Power is given by work done per unit time. Power is given by work done per unit time. So what can be the SI unit for power? That can be, for SI unit for work done, that is joule. For time, this is second. So this can be joule second inverse. This can be joule second inverse, or this complete can be written as watt. So that means the SI unit for power is watt. Okay. The next thing is they are talking about how this power depends on these two terms. That is the simple one. Power is directly proportional to work done, means more will be the work done, more will be the power. And power is inversely proportional to the time. More will be the time, lesser will be the power consumed. Okay. So this way you can find out the relation too. They are talking about few smaller and higher units also. Means how many watt hour is equal to how many joules, how many kilowatt hours is equal to how many joules. That we had done in our 8C exercise. You can watch it there also, or you can revise it from your this chapter also. If you face any problem, you can ask anytime. Right. One more thing that is left out, this is a formula which is used in one of your numerical, that's why I am discussing it over here. This work done is written by, how can we write down power in terms of velocity? That you need to check out. This work done is given by beta G, force into displacement, and this is what? Time. So this displacement upon time, that can be written as what? Speed is equal to distance upon time. I am saying displacement upon time, so I am talking about what? Velocity. So force into velocity, that can also gives us the value of power. If in any of the numerical you are given with the value of force and you are given with the velocity with which the object is moving, then also you can find out power. This is given in your one of numerical, that's why I discussed it over here. Maybe you get puzzled ki velocity diya, how to find out power now. Agar aapko sirf ye formula aata ho. From this we can derive this one also. So that's why it is discussed over here. Okay. Now what is the difference between power and work? These are the simple terms. I believe you can go with these terms. One more thing that I want to discuss is electron volt. This is a unit which generally we have not discussed. That's why I am discussing it over here. What is 1 electron volt? 1 electron volt is the energy. It is, means it is a unit for energy. It is the energy of the atomic particles, or you can say it is the energy. I just directly to tell you, it is the energy gained by electron, when potential difference of 1 volt is supplied. Okay, how can you remember it? Suppose this is a piece of matter and it is attached with a battery or a source of energy. Okay, and the potential difference across this is 1 volt. What will happen when we will connect it over here? The electrons which are present over here, they'll start moving in a particular direction. Till the time we have not supplied with this potential difference, these electrons, they will move in random direction. As in when we will supply this 1 volt potential difference over here, this is connected over here, these electrons, they will start moving in a particular direction. If this is the negative terminal, all the electrons, they will start moving towards the positive terminal, and the direction of current is reversed to this, from positive to negative. So all the electrons, they will gain the energy when we will supply the potential difference. So this gain in energy when electrons are supplied at the potential difference of 1 volt, that is known as 1 electron volt. So the gain 1 electron volt is the energy gained by the electrons when they are working at the potential difference of 1 volt. Okay, so how can you find out the value of 1 volt? 1 electron volt is equal to charge on 1 electron into 1 volt. Charge on 1 electron is 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulomb into 1 volt. Potential difference. Potential difference is given by what, beta? Potential difference is work done per unit charge. So work done is denoted in joules. So 1 volt is 1 joule upon 1 coulomb. So this coulomb is cancelled. So this will become 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 joule. So 1 electron volt is 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 joule. This is one of the important relation. You need to remember it. You need to learn it, how we have derived it, and rest of the terms which are also explained in the chapter, you need to go once again. And if you find any difficulty, you can ask anytime. In next video, we will talk about the examples of this chapter and numericals of this chapter. Till then, read out the complete chapter. Whatever queries you have, drop it for me. I'll definitely solve it for you. Bye-bye.